Here we are cleaning this 2005 Mini Cooper. If you've seen the thumbnail, how disgusting it is. So what we're gonna do is get all this stuff vacuumed out real quick, and then come in here with the scrub brush and stuff and get a lot of this gunk cleaned up. And then as we're cleaning this, we're gonna make sure that we look for stuff that we didn't drop down in here. This is a piece of the seat. It's kind of important. It was down in the trash here. So what we're gonna do, look, there's a key over here, a random key. It looks like a post office key. That's weird. But we're gonna just vacuum all this. There's Legos and all sorts of stuff in here. You'd be amazed what's up underneath your plastics. But as we do that, I got to see what's going on with the wiring up here and there, because it looks like it's burnt a little bit, like something shorted out in the speaker there. So I'm gonna pull that wire out and see why it did that. And that involves taking the speaker out and stuff like that. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and get this nasty crap here cleaned up and follow along. All right, so we'll get this all fired up here. We're cleaning all the inside interior structure of this 2005 Mini Cooper. I've already gone through and cleaned all the plastics. If you would like, they are in my other videos on YouTube here. Just go on there and you'll see them. But, oh shoot, as I said, it's a live restoration only. You'll only see this car live. And you guys will restore it with me. A piece at a time. But right now we're cleaning all the loose crap out of here. And then we're gonna have to scrape some cleaner now. Now there was some rats living in here at one time. Alright, that's good enough there for now. Let's get some cleaner in here and let that stuff sit in there. Soak. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to clean that there. I don't know what to do with that. Stuff's really gunked in there. And the reason this is so bad here is because when I took the fuel pumps out of here, I put them up on here, and the gas melted into that rubber there. This made it ultra really, really disgusting. So we got to figure out a way to get, like, it's pretty nasty. It's like I don't know what to do. Maybe take a putty knife or something to it. Can't hear nothing. Come on. Putty knife or something to it. Can't hear nothing. Dark Shadow, if you're still there, thanks for the comments. Aubrey, read them out to me loud. Read them out loud whenever there's a new comment so I can reply, because I got to keep working on it. So what I'm doing right now over here that you can't see me is trying to find some kind of tool to clean this. Let's move that mirror so it doesn't look weird in the camera. But no, Dark Shadow, if you're still there, thanks for the comments and stuff. Just she's gonna read them out loud to me as I sit here and scrape away at this gunk. This is really nasty. Now we're only probably gonna get this so clean back here because I'm not gonna focus that much on it. So we're gonna pop this little thing off and get it up out of the way. And that's how you break things right there. And I knew there was a possibility. Gosh dang it. How the hell did you even get that out of there? You know what? It's supposed to be disconnected from there. So we're gonna have to glue that back together because I don't have one of them clips. See, that's I get a little carried away sometimes and start tearing stuff apart for no reason because they didn't really move out of the way. Alright, we'll get this crap off. Yeah. Hello, welcome to the channel. What we're doing is getting this car really cleaned up here. We're gonna get her sold, but I'm going through everything on the car. It's kind of a small restoration for this car. Trying to get the most money out of I can. I don't have a lot of money in it, but it wasn't this nice when I started. But what we're gonna do after we get this clean, we're probably gonna tear more interior pieces out of here, to be honest with you, because I kind of want to get this headliner out of here and redo that, because that's probably the biggest thing. And I'll see about how doing that. It's a whole different project in its own. Now, like I said, we're just gonna clean this up for the most part here, a little bit better than what it was. The reason this got like this is because, like I said, when I redid the fuel pumps, I laid them up here, and it kind of the gasoline, which was kind of a varnish at that time. That's how old the gas was in this car. It really just melted all this rubber stuff under the seat here. But we are making it look a lot better. I figured I'd do this first before I got the cleaners out, but we're gonna call that good enough. It's just under the seat. It's just a rubber sound deadening pad, to be honest with you. It's really nothing really important, but it was looking really nasty. Hey, thanks for the people watching right now. So what we're gonna do is get this cleaning products over here, and we're gonna spray a lot of this. Try not to douse your ends of your electronic components here, so get them up out of the way. Just watch where you're spraying. Of course, you're on the floor. There's no wires and stuff that are exposed, so you'll be all right. But there is a few of them here and there you gotta watch out for. And remember where you put them, because you don't want to go be putting this back together and you're like, where the hell's that wire at? Whenever you tucked it up there. This has been much needed. This car's been like this since 2005, people. It's never been cleaned. Like, well, not a lot of people clean cars like this, but just saying, you're gonna restore a car, why not go all the way with minor stuff like this? Look how good of a, not that you see this, but knowing and having videos of this trying to sell a vehicle is like the ultimate, like, dude, that car was really cleaned very well. You wouldn't normally do this, but this is a 2005. That's why we're doing this, because it's at that age where it's pretty fucking dirty. So we're just going through this, cleaning everything up the best we can. I already got the outside interior clean. It's in my other videos. This is a live car. You will only see this getting restored live. And like I said, we're gonna be taking more of these panels out. I'm just getting this cleaned up to just basically making progress on it because it's disgusting. But we're gonna get more of these panels out here, and then we're gonna pop this headliner down. When I pop the headliner down, I'm gonna go through and restore it. Now, it might be one of them things. Well, the foam let go, so you probably have to rub all the foam off, and I don't know. I don't even know if I can use that headliner. I'll have to look on the internet and see if I can find something to replace that, maybe. Um, but it's sagging all the way around the car. The reason is because the top of the car is black. It's a Florida car. It's accepted all the heat, so it gets really freaking hot up there. But other than that, everything's gonna look so good that if I leave the headliner like that, that's just a joke right there. So we're gonna get that fixed. But in the meantime, let's keep progressing on this interior. This stuff is weld long enough. Let's go get some rags. And get some soap and water over here. And I got a little detail brush here. All right. Now, what we can do is there's going to be a lot of water and stuff in here, you know. We're just going to soak that or get that all cleaned up with the vacuum. So it's no big deal, but you need to take this brush and get down in here. You're not going to hurt your wires having a little water on them like this. It's no different than you leaving your car doors open and it getting doused with water down in the wiring or in the switch. It's not gonna hurt it, but you do need to hurry up and get the water off before it sets in. I'm not saying submerge your electric components, but a little bit of water is not gonna hurt them, especially if it's just up against the wire here. You don't want to like get in the components. That's where you'll run into serious problems. But it's like you're cleaning along here, you want to stay away from this and stuff like that. Just, you know what I mean? Just the wiring will be fine unless there's a break in it, which if there is, then that's a whole different problem. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we're gonna run into that issue. Maybe around the speakers, there is something going up around there. The reason they look a little like something caught on fire at one point in the speakers there. So after we get this clean, before I go any further, I want to get those popped out and see what's going on there. See if it's just like a, I don't know. It looks like an electronic burn. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Something's going on. I don't like what's going on over there. Do you have to do this to clean a car? Absolutely not. But there is a point in a vehicle's life that it isn't a bad thing to just take everything apart and clean it. Because you got to remember, when you're driving this vehicle down the road now, this stuff's just uh, falling down in here. You take it to the beach, whatever, all the sand, everything just falls up underneath the material. Well, over time, it does build up, and it would, like you guys saw, like there's literally some grime all over these metal parts. Do we have to make these look fantastic? No, but it is nice to get all the dirt nasties off it. Now, I've taken new vehicles apart, and it depends on where you live. I've taken brand new vehicles apart that are a couple years old, and wherever that person lived at, like the whole interior would either have like a brown mud, or like when I was backing up in Iowa, like people that live on gravel roads and stuff. This is horrendous on gravel roads. Like not all the oh my god, you wouldn't want to clean a car like this in Iowa because like it would take you a while because there's so much buildup of gravel dust all over the interior structure of the vehicle. Like you can sit there and detail the outside of a car and the interior, but like on some of the cars back in Iowa, they still have a funky gravel smell to them. That's because the stuff was all stuck to this metal here that we're cleaning. I mean, we're talking spots where it would just completely just. We're talking half-inch thick. Like I'm not even joking, people. It gets pretty bad up in Iowa on the gravel roads. But this car's been in Florida its whole life, so it hadn't seen any of that. So it's not really that bad. But it does still get dirty a little bit. What's the comment? What? Okay, what's the comment? Uh-oh, people. We just found some more hidden stuff here. And this is the third time now I've seen this on this car. Now, it's a rust-free car, people. But it is 25 years old. 20 years old. Now, what we got going on over here? No, you can't see it on the camera back there. I just took this gasket off, so this is a whole different scenario here. We got a little surface rust starting here on this pinch weld, and the reason that has caused that is gravity. As the water drips down, it goes in and fills this seal, and it just sits here. Or vice versa, you got some water spilt in here, or it's raining in here, and it's just sitting here more often than it is up there. So gravity again is it's gonna allow it to sit here, and it happened in the doors up there where water in the down in the seal plate there just sat over time and it rust between the pinch weld. There's no protection between the pinch weld besides e-coat, but it's very thin. And whenever they go to weld it, it does burn a little bit of that off. So that's where that starts to set in. And the driver's side's a little bit worse than the passenger side. The reason is I don't know. It could have been sat where like because this car been sitting for about 7 years, you know. It could have been in a situation where that side of the house, wherever it was sitting on, it just poured more water on that side and it was allowed it down, or the window was even down that much. I think that window was down whenever I first got it. So that right there is reasons why that's like that. But now that we're in this far, we're gonna continue cleaning this, but we have to clean this metal. We have to get this taken care of. This is more important than the dirtiness in here. And I've already taken care of the passenger side over there. For it's good enough for what it is. I'm gonna get some yellow paint and dust that in there because I didn't go down in the jam that far. It's something to where it's all completely hidden under the gasket. So I'm just gonna get that dust in there. Same with the driver's side and same back here. We're gonna dust that paint in. You'll never see it. Um, I mean, even if you look at this now, there's no shiny coating on this. It's just a base coat where they spray it. It's not designed to look pretty. It's not designed for you to even take your vehicle apart like we're doing here and looking at the stuff. But so that's a whole different problem there. Now we'll address this at a later time. And I didn't get the other one on camera. I kind of just did it real quick because I didn't think anybody would be interested in seeing me do it. But now that this is a whole different live car where we're doing everything live, I'll get that on here so you guys can see. This rag's really disgusting. It's been floating around for a minute, so we're gonna ruin this rag. Not really ruin it, but we're gonna just get a halfway decent cleaner rag here. Now this is just soap and water in here. I use Dawn dish soap and water. It works miracles. It's cheap and it's probably the best soap you can probably use. Believe it, for hand soap and stuff like that. Even let's say you're stripping, like you're cleaning a car and you're stripping it and preparing it for a buff job or for a ceramic coating. Dawn is your go-to. It takes all the oils out of the car, and I'm not even joking. Wash your car with Dawn dish soap with microfiber and stuff like that. Wash it like that, and go out and see how like your hand will grab the paint. And the reason your hand's grabbing it, this is as if you're just trying to glide it across. Now your hand's gonna grab the paint. The reason it's doing that is because you stripped all the waxes, all the buffing compound agents and all that stuff off the vehicle when you do it, and then and then it's a really good starter to when you start buffing the vehicle out. It's a good to where you got everything down to the natural clear coat, and then now you're putting on your own products. You know what I mean? So Dawn dish soap is really good for that. And you gotta watch it if you're using it all the time. It dries the crap out of your hands because again, it's taking the oils out of everything. I mean, they're using it on ducks, people. That is a real thing. They're cleaning the ducks that got oil all over them with the Dawn dish soap. So it's really designed to work on oil. So or any uh product of that nature. You know what I mean? So that's why it works very well on that. SRT Hellcat, you're back again. What's up, buddy? I can't read the comments because I'm trying to clean the car, but I'll read them every so often. So if you want, keep commenting and I'll get to them. Because if I sit here and keep commenting or keep applying to your comments, we'll be here all night just talking and I won't have this car cleaned. So I'll get to them. But like I said, go through. We're just doing just a spot job. You don't have to get carried away. I mean, some people on the internet right now would say I'm getting a little carried away here. But this is my car, people. You won't find a cleaner one like this. Even one that had very low miles that's been sitting around for years ain't gonna be as clean as this on the inside. I'll guarantee that. I mean, it's the seats and stuff might be in a little bit better shape, but we're talking. We stripped this thing down to bare bones, and we're cleaning all this metal structure in here. You guys are seeing that dirt come off. I know you are. There's a lot of dirt that's developed in this car over the years, and it's just been from sitting, from driving, from gravity, people. Now you're like, oh, you're dousing all the metal here. No, it matters, but it don't because there is some spots on there. Russ, it's already like that. It's just the nature of a car, you know. Like there's spots where they didn't get treated. It is what it is. But I'd rather have it clean like this. I don't want to go tearing that bracket off just to clean the rust off. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It just some vehicles, you know. If you guys want, comment if you want to see me put different 6x9s in this. I'll go buy a set of better 6x9s than those. Actually, we should pop those out because supposedly the guy that owned it said he put different speakers in it. But that's hard to say. That's here or there, you know? A lot of people talk a lot of stuff saying, oh, I did that to it. Alright, so we're gonna... If you haven't watched my videos, I like to go over things 16,000 times. Believe it or not, you do get something cleaner every time you pass it. Like, especially if you're going around these wires. I can get them picked up and moved in different positions every time I pass it. And I'm just making sure that I'm not wasting everyone's time here. That I'm just doing a half-assed job cleaning this car. Because I've already gone this far. Why not make sure you got her clean, alright? Because it'd be stupid to do a half-assed job at this point. Maybe that's some kind of contact. I don't know. There's something going on with that wiring there. Now, I don't like putting the rag on these little tubes that are on the side right here. I don't like putting the rag on that because that, for some reason, they always thought it was a good idea to make those raw steel and don't put no treatment on them. So they all rust. Every single one of them I've ever seen has got rust on. I've seen brand new vehicles that's got surface rust on that. What this tube is the cylinder for your airbag curtain. Okay, you can't see it over there. This tube right here is the cylinder for your airbag curtain. So when you get a side impact, this cylinder will go boom, and it'll blow that bag out. But we're talking they're using raw steel on this. So we're talking a vehicle, depending on its conditions where it's sat out, new vehicles still use this style right here. They still have this same design. But what happens is they rust. Say you got a vehicle that in a shitty condition 20 years down the road, and this thing's completely bracket and all's just rusted out. This has got major rust down here. And the day you go to get hit, and that thing just completely blows up here instead of releasing the bag because of how rusted it is. I don't understand why they use raw steel for those items. And if you know what I'm talking about, and people out there that have torn cars apart, you know what I'm talking about. You guys have seen these two, you've seen them on new vehicles where they already got surface rust. I just can't believe it. And we're talking about a safety device, and they're not painting them or anything. It is literally raw steel. And clearly, they haven't changed that for the last 20 years because this is a 2005 and they're still doing it the same freaking way. Raw steel. And like I said, if they're up on the roof ones on pickups usually get pretty bad because theoretically there's a little bit more condensation moisture up there that is allowed for those, especially when your AC is going and shit. When you get it cold in there, all this stuff, all the vents you're running through, there's a lot of condensation that gets built up in the top side of a truck per se or a van, where these things just start rusting like crazy. These right here are lower than normal vehicles, where it's kind of medium. It's a smaller car, that's why they're not so bad probably. But on trucks, they're usually the whole bag, and then they're right down here on the back side of the pillar, or even strung across and they're up on the roof, but they start rusting pretty bad. And I can't believe that they still do that. I don't know why they still do that, why they don't put a coating on the airbag cylinders there. This is the most important thing. If this thing goes out, people, the airbag don't work. So I don't know why they don't put a coating on. But we're not going to worry about that because it's not in bad shape. And I know someone's got a brand new pickup out there that looks just like this. And if you don't believe me, tear your truck apart. And if you guys are wondering, this is not a detail channel. I do not detail. I restore vehicles and do auto collision, and this is part of that process. Like I said, it's a live car. Everything we do on this car is going to be live, or you go through my channel, but every new video is live. I'm sorry that the videos are sideways, like when you watch them on normal, they're right. Oh shit! Come on, you gotta watch things, people, and start breaking shit. But the live videos are they're vertical, like how you guys are watching it right now. So whenever you go to watch it, normally it's just a little difficult to watch it. And if I turn it sideways, no one's gonna tune in to watch this because they don't want to turn their phone. So I gotta keep it like this. But if you like, go through my old videos so you guys can get up to speed where we're at. Like I said, this is a live only car unless you watch the old videos. Every new video is live till it goes in the freaking into the playlist, right? So as of right now, this is where we're at, and we're gonna probably take more of these. We are gonna take more of these interior pieces out and get those cleaned in, and then we're gonna redo this headliner, and go from there. Now, like when I took this car apart, I cleaned the whole door, I cleaned all that stuff. So now we're gonna get in here. And I'll probably have my back to you guys, but I can still speak to you. But we gotta keep cleaning this thing, or else it ain't gonna get done. All right, the inside's where it gets. This up here is where it gets pretty bad. I'm gonna find this crappy rag again and utilize this before I trash this rag. So it's a real tiny car and it's difficult. You guys haven't even seen over here on the driver's side yet, because I've already cleaned the floor over here. I haven't cleaned much over there, and you guys have got to see the floor over here, and hopefully a lot of it comes out, which I think it will. I think it will. But again, we're gonna use our soap and douse this whole thing back here. Now, see, there's no plug holes as to why the gas was sitting in here. When I took these fuel pumps out, I did let the gas kind of just sit there and it melted in, so it's kind of my fault. It's like that. Now, I'm not gonna go unless it's fucking bad. Uh, I don't know. I might take the whole carpet out of this. I might completely strip this whole car, people. What do you guys think I should do? Completely keep going stripping it and clean everything and then put it all back together, all new clips, all new headliner, and stuff like that? Because I've already got a lot of interior pieces out in the garage, and believe it or not, for a small car, yeah, I'm just gonna tear this whole car apart. Look, we got stuff like this. Look how nasty that looks. Look how nasty that is. So we're just gonna tear this thing apart all the way. Um, we're already like 3/4 of the way there, anyways. We're not gonna take like the seat belts and stuff like that out, but we will pull these down like this. That's how I usually clean them. I'll take them and lock it, and then you can clean, and so on, and then it'll release once it gets down so far. But we're gonna do that. I'll probably wind up taking all this all back out that I cleaned. This car kind of turned into a little project, and then it turned into this really big project. But I have to keep making videos on it, people, or else it's not gonna get finished. So bear with me here as we go through and completely detail this. Like, this is a very massive detail here. No one on the detail anything detail is doing this right now. They're not going to tear this car apart and do this. They'll be like, that's an utterly waste of time, which I agree with them. You wouldn't normally do this to sell a car, but we're doing it because it makes really good content, and I am restoring the car, kind of, a semi-restoration. And there might be people out there that are like, you don't know what you're talking about, restoration. Yes, people, this is a semi-restoration. We're not doing a full-on restoration. That involves completely tearing everything apart on this car, getting it down, cleaning everything up, all this, yada, yada, yada. Yes, I know what those restorations are. I've done a few. They're very long, but this is why I call this one a semi-restoration, because we're semi-tearing it apart and getting everything renewed, cleaned up, and so on. But you don't have to do this to sell a car. But if you did, it would be a really good car. And if you got it on video, you can tell the person that's buying it, hey, everything I've done to the car is on here. And they'll be like, oh, really? So, and you're not hiding anything. Everything you see here, I'm actually doing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, oh, yeah, I restored it. We did this, did that too, whatever. No, it's here on video. Everyone's watching it. I'm not lying. You're watching it live, and we're cleaning the shit out of this car. Look at that nasty fucking shit right there. Now, like I said, we're not gonna get too crazy with this over here, because this just kind of is screwed up, and I kind of just said, oh well. But we're gonna clean it up a little bit. You will never see this, guys. You will never see this. It's all under the seat. That rag is utterly disgusting. Let's douse it again. Let's try and get this little piece out of here. Now, the rats chewed on this. How does this come out of here? That. And my arm is resting on this nasty stuff right now. What the hell? Alright, that comes off. This piece is kind of destroyed, but it's hiding a lot of rat turds under there. You see how the mice had chewed that? Look at that. The mice have gotten in here at one point and chewed some stuff up. Hopefully that's not why them wires look like they caught on fire over there at one time. But we're just gonna douse this again. If you guys look over there, you can see that it's really nasty over there. Oops, oop, oop, oop. Now we're probably gonna wind up taking the carpet out of this, because I discovered that it's really nasty underneath the carpet too. And that'll allow me to clean the carpet a little bit better. But like I said, people, you don't normally clean a car like this, but this car is at that certain age where you gotta start tearing everything apart. You know what I mean? Because it's been around for 20 something years. That's 20 years of stories that this car has told. You know what I mean? A lot of things happen in that time frame. You know what I mean? So this is just a semi-restoration. You can only watch it live only. If you guys would like, please check out the rest of my channel. I do a lot of paint work, custom work, airbrushing, all sorts of stuff. I got a 72 Bronco on there. That's just a recent video that I've been back out there working on that again. Every time I go out there to I try to make a video. Sometimes I don't, because it's not my property. So some people don't like you to do that. So I kind of just do what I can when I can. But like I said, this channel has always got something new. And after this car I'm just gonna say it, people. We got an 82 Firebird Trans Am coming. We got it. It's coming. We got one of 82 Firebird Trans Am that's coming after this. But on that car in particular, we're not doing shit like this. We're actually going through and restoring it. We're not doing this car. This car was a Florida car. It's pretty much very clean, no rust on it, except for I just discovered just a little bit back there on the hatch lip and over here on the door. So we're gonna get that little stuff straightened out, and then after that, this car is pretty much really, really good shape. It's only got 113,000 on it. It's kind of high to be doing what I'm doing, but it's my freaking car. You know what I mean? But whoever gets this car, because this car is for sale, I don't want this car. Um, they're gonna get a really good deal on it. This thing will be really clean. I got a bunch of new parts, all on the front end. I got some paint work up there I gotta do. You guys will see that, but I got some paint work that's got to be done to this and stuff like that. That's actually what I do for a living, is auto body paint. So there's gonna be some of that coming up once we get this interior done. But every time I keep getting in this interior and cleaning it more and more, it seems that more and more parts keep coming out of this car. So, but it's just it's at that one of them points where it's like, oh shit, I'm this far into this, you might as well just go all the way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop these pillar pieces out, not in this video, but the next one. We're gonna pop these out, and then we're gonna drop this headliner down. We're gonna go through, because believe it or not, the tracking on the sunroof needs to be greased and stuff like that, because it's squeaking and stuff. But we're gonna drop this headliner down on the next video, and then we're gonna go through and we're gonna see it sagging back here. I know you guys can. You're like, what the fuck is that shit? Sagging. There's some busted shit. It looks like there's wires hanging. Looks like I'm missing a dome light. I don't know where it's at. We're gonna get that all repaired, but I had to get this cleaned up tonight because it was pretty bad. If you guys saw on the thumbnail, it's pretty bad. But we're gonna go ahead, just keep kind of plugging away on this now. As I'm doing this, there's some clips that are in the walls over here. I need to get those out. I did buy all new clips for this, for all the panels and stuff, so when I put it back together, it's not all rickety and falling apart and the plastics are loose. So I went ahead and bought all new clips. I'm gonna especially order some new kicker panel clips, which you can't get those on the internet. You have to order them through BMW. So I'll get some of those, and then we're gonna fit. The headliner is probably gonna be the trickiest thing because I haven't really done much of that. Uh, but so I might look to see if I can just get it replaced with another one or something like that. It'd be a little bit easier than trying to fix that one because all the foam and everything's all gone on that. We're talking a 20-year-old car here. That material up there is absolutely no good on that. So, and if I tried to save that material that's on there now, it just would look so shitty. So we're just gonna probably most likely try and find a different headliner. I'll look tonight on the internet. And if you guys like this series, it's like I said, it's a live only car. I only do this car live. Please subscribe to the channel. I need all the support I can. We got restorations, we got custom airbrush work, we got all sorts of stuff. I'm like one of them big channels out there that you see have all sorts of cool stuff going on. I just ain't got that attention yet. But I am one of them people that I do work on cars all the time. I do it for a living and then come home and do it again. I just like working on cars. It's what I've always done since I was a kid. Just cars. But my biggest problem with working on cars, and a lot of people have this, is when you get so far on it, you get burned out or whatever, and you just But what's helping me with this one is we're doing it live, so I have to come out here and keep making videos on it, which means I have to keep making progress on it. It's just not going to sit in the garage and get all nasty and stuff because you're taking so long to do it. Now, if you look in the other videos of this car, which they're all live videos, so you're going to have to turn your phone's going to have to be vertical to watch it, which I apologize, but no one wants to watch live videos when I turn it horizontal, so I have to do it this way. So if you go through my channel, you'll see this car and other ones on there. If you want, you can watch and get up to speed on what we've done, which I've gone through and have cleaned all the seats, interior panels, all that. I've done that on live. I didn't do the carpet on live, but if you look over here on this side over here is really bad. So that's why I'm kind of debating whether or not to take the whole carpet out at this point. But it's not easy, people. I'm just looking up. It's not easy to take the carpet out of here because got to take this whole console out. I didn't want to get invested that far into it, so we're probably just gonna leave the carpet in it, and we're just gonna pull this back and vacuum down in there and call it good enough. There probably is dirt under the floor. Most probably, yeah. Big possibility on the driver's side. There's a shit ton of dirt, but there is a point where you just like you gotta call it. And I don't want to take all this stuff out and break some more stuff. Um, I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't know. I don't because the boot's ripped on this. There's a lot of like stuff that is screwed up, but it's not that bad. It's just minor imperfections. And the reason you're like, oh, don't worry about it. Well, the reason I worry about it is because it says restoration in the title. And no, the restore a car, you gotta pretty much fix everything that's wrong with it to consider a restoration, or else it's just a used car. So I don't know. I'll sleep on it and see if I want to tear the whole carpet and stuff out of here. I know I said it a minute ago that I'm going to, but I just turned around and looked right here, and there's a lot of stuff in here. Once this just pops off, I don't know. You probably have to go in here and pop this cup out, get this boot pulled back. There's just a lot of work behind it, people. I'm just trying to get this carpet out of here. So I'll take the driver's seat out and the door panel, but we're not going to take the carpet out of here. I'll just shampoo it. And we're going to pop these pillar pieces down here and there and back there and get this headliner dropped up out of here. And then we're going to go through and we're going to put new material on the headliner. So that'll be a whole different video, and I need you guys to sit here and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel to see that, because it will be coming up in the next week or so, hopefully, because we're making some pretty good progress on this. Not a whole lot, but it is getting done. I say we're just gonna say that's good enough. That is pretty clean for underneath the seats of a car and the interior panels that you won't see. So what we're gonna do is do one last vacuum and stuff, and then I'm probably gonna end the live right there. And then in the next video, we'll you get the headliner down. We'll take all these panels out and get the headliner down. But this looks a lot better. If you guys saw in the thumbnail, it was pretty gross, but right now it's looking a lot better. It looks a lot more presentable. There is some weird looking stains and stuff on there, but we're not gonna worry about it because, like I said, you don't see it. We're just gonna clean up the loose debris here. Probably call it good enough for tonight. We're gonna do a halfway okay job on this because we're gonna take more of these panels out, and it's gonna create more stuff. It's gonna create more dirt inside these panels, so we'll have to clean it off again. Normally you take an air blower, but I ain't got my big air compressor here. Huh? Yeah. Alright, everybody, we're gonna end the live stream there tonight, and that is gonna be good enough. We're gonna get the headliner dropped. I might take these panels off and then get the headliner out on the carpet. But we're gonna end the live there. Thanks for staying tuned tonight. Peace out.